Good morning. We are back on the wall with Anu in conversation. Giving only a couple of time to come in on. You know, Anu is back on the wall with conversation. Conversation of today, as we the people, right? When I say we the people, I mean people.
You talk a little louder. We the people, go ahead.
We the people, you know, when I say they, we are talking about people who was before us.
Right, and even now.
People who was before us and even now. Like to hide so much from we the people, I should say, from knowing. You understand? From growing for us to be better. And from time we learn or we start to get into the juice of things, they make me feel like we're wrong. That is not what it is. That is not what we're supposed to know, which is the truth. Yeah? So with that now, in this conversation, I want you to talk about that and the way how we as the people are being stopped of growth and knowledge. Yeah?
Safia, to be quite honest, that is a very, very, very perfect question that is asked. Perfect. Real perfect. And I love it. And, you know, but first, before I get into the depth of that question, you know, greetings. I must say greetings to all who have tuned in and who are about to tune in or who will tune in later whenever they get chance. You know, special greetings to you, Starseed. Your view, your energy, your vibration is extremely important to me, and I would like to, you know, acknowledge you and give you thanks for such vibration. Well done, Starseed. You get a little close. Why it is we as a people the way we are. And that is simple. Those that who proclaim to have the powers that be, you know, some people I would identify them as the 1%. Greetings, Kwasi. Well done. Some people identify them as the 1%. There are those, and the 1% actually comprises of the Caucasians, right? They are the real stronghold of the 1%. You know, and so what society has done to us, they have hypnotized us and then they have robbed us. You know, greetings to my brethren Clyde. Thanks for viewing in, you know. So they have hypnotized us, then they have robbed us. You know, they have denied us certain things, and when I say rob, I'm not just only speaking about greetings to you, Julian, as well. I'm not only speaking about rob us our land, rob us our wealth, you know, in terms of our precious stones, jewels, diamonds, golds, ruby, and all these things. You know, rob us our oil, rob us our properties, rob us our home, etc. You know, I'm not talking about just that type of robber. I'm not emphasizing only on that physical aspect of rob or stolen or take from us, right? But it's something that they had to do in order to be where they at. So first, they start to hypnotize us, and they used certain instruments or implements to hypnotize us, to blind us from seeing or understanding what is from what isn't. And because of that, it have us looking at situations, it have us looking at conditions, it have us looking at behavior or manifestation in a one way. And because of that, we are under a great level of hypnotism, because we would know something is not right. We would know something is wrong. But just because we are not directly affected by it, we make it not a problem or an issue. In other words, why should I bear that burden that does not directly concern me? And there's a saying that goes by, when your neighbor's house is on fire, wet yours. And there's a saying that we ignore. And then there's even a saying of more depth, that it takes a village to raise a child. But we we under such hypnotism that we lose that direct focus. We lose, greetings to Christine Edwards, we lose that focus on what is and what isn't. Because now we are being blinded, or we are being hypnotized by colorful things, by money, by greed, by selfishness. In terms of, some of us become extremely narcissistic towards ourselves. It's just about us and nothing's matter. So we are so hypnotized, and with that level of hypnotism, they start to challenge our senses. They attack, and in order for us to be under that stage of hypnotism, for them to start to steal from you and I, there's three main senses that they attacked. Three main senses. And these senses are the sense of sight, seeing, the sense of feeling, and the sense of hearing. So when they attack these three senses, what we see is not really what is shown to us. What we hear is not really the sound, and what we feel is not that form of camaraderie, that form of love divine. We feel every other things besides the love for you and the love for I. To Alma, Greetings as well. Bless, greetings. You know, so we lost these senses, and because they have played with these senses, we no longer see and understand the manifestation of love. Because we now studying basically ourselves, and because we lack understanding about that, we operate in this selfish way, and we stop being our brother's keeper. You know, because we are so blinded from seeing the greater benefit or the greater possibility it have when we are our brother's keeper. Right? Because we are so blind, and because of our blindness, it causes us to lack a great level of understanding. So if, for example, if your brother or your sister have a business, and this person who have this business reach this stage or in the stage of consciousness, and one starts to support that business, he or she will start, they start to allow that business to grow. In return, when that business grows and it develops, the owner of such business, he can therefore hire your child, your children, your family, even your spouse, which in the long run, it will be extremely beneficial to you or to I as an individual. Because drunk or sober, once the people that are around you are happy, you also becomes happy. So, so yes, to that extent, it still boils down to you, but it boils down to you at a more wider range, because you help someone in return will help someone that will eventually trickle down to you. Right? For example, you might be in a position where you could give somebody a job. If you help this person in getting a job or getting this job, it work out for you just as it work out for this individual. Why? Because now this individual, he or she would not be seeing you on the streets or on the road and coming to ask you for $1 or beg you. Because now he's in a position where he can help or assist yourself. So, it wouldn't have time. So, gosh, look Tom boy, oh gosh, look Michelle boy. I really and truly can't take she. Every time she always wants something, she want money, she wants, So in the long run, you end up benefiting. But we are blinded with these things. And all we want is about ourselves to grow and to grow and to be better than and to be more superior than, that we lost that piece of knowledge of if he grow and she grow and we belong to the circle, then automatically I will grow. But we cannot see that because we are blind. Right? They have stolen, or they have also capitalized on our sense of hearing. They have confused us. So now we cannot discern the voices. We cannot identify the voices. Right? So once somebody call us, I want to say call us, I'm not speaking about, I know, come. But I'm speaking about they do things and they call us. Different things that we tell ourselves that we might be interested in, and they call on us. You know, we hear and we are not able to discern this voice or this calling to know, well, it's something that I should get involved in, you know, and question yourself. You know, so we hear these voices and we just run towards it. You know, because mankind, you know, we are exposed to four main voices, which is the voice of God, the voice of angels, if you want to call them angels, if you want to call them saints, if you wish to call them ancestors, if you wish to call them energies, vibration, right? You have the voice of beast and you have the voice of man. You know, and according to which voice one listen attentively to, his operation or his manifestation may be of a different nature. But we have been robbed that sense of hear. So all the things that we listen to and fascinate us has no growth in us. I mean, have no growth in it for us. You know, so the things we start to listen to and we wanted the voice we want to follow is the voice that only growth it have is the growth of destruction. Because if you are in a circle or you're amongst a set of people and you alone are growing and they in that circle are not growing, and not growing because, not that they choose not to, but they are not growing because you or I as an individual, we are not passing on knowledge. You know, we're keeping everything for ourselves. You know, we are personalized. Everything we hear, we might hear something and we want to tell nobody because we want to, you know, and we start to listen to that voice or listen to that calling, and we succeed, and we have friends and relatives and family, and we are not being an ear. We are, you know, when we hear something that we know that might be beneficial to them, we are not telling them because, you know, we find they shouldn't have what they truly want or what they truly would like to have. You know, so they deprive us that sense of hearing. And then it comes to feeling. You know, they have taken away, they have numbed us from feeling. You know, we lack the feeling of love. You know, love ye thy neighbor as you love thyself. Now it's just to hell with my neighbor. It's all about me. You know, we lost that feeling. It had a time, a story that was told to me, that this woman in Africa, she had a miscarriage. And, you know, she sat on the bus and she was going from wherever she was going and thing. And something, clothing they had, I think it's black she had on, whatever she had on, that represents, you know, her miscarriage and stuff. And she's sitting down in the bus and thing. And one of the women who was a mother noticed the sadness and the discomfort in the woman and thing, and she noticed that the woman was crying or sobbing. And she began to cry with the woman. And then when she began to cry with the woman, the whole bus begins to cry. Not that they had lost a child, but to give that support and to be sensitized to the way how the woman would have felt. And we, that transaction, that form of culture, it has been taken away from us. They have robbed us that. They have robbed us that culture. So once they have taken away our culture, our whole aspect and our whole belief system, it goes up into ashes. Because we have nothing to really relate to, or we have nothing to connect to more than just ourselves. So because of this, and with what they put in place, it causes us not to grow as a people. Tafari Bain, greetings. Appreciate you logging in. So it causes us not to grow, because we cannot see beyond our nose. And we cannot discern the voices that we are hearing. The voice of truth, the voice of reasoning, the voice of innocence, the cry of love. We cannot hear these things, Sometimes a brother or a sister, they don't have. And when they're talking to you, you're hearing that they want. And we ignore that cry. Yeah, So we lost that cry. We lost it. We lost that cry. We lost that cry out because we can't hear it. We're so caught up in this illusion that we're living in, and we're thinking that, money is it, having a house is it. But what is the sense that we have 20 pairs of shoes, 30 pairs of shoes, and our neighbor don't have one? We can't wear 30 pairs of shoes simultaneously. And indeed, Christine, and this is what they did, So they use these things and they hypnotize us. And it are people, they ain't going to agree with us as saying because they are fully hypnotized, and so when they see certain things and they're looking for a place now in society to be accepted, and so they remove, according to Christian, they remove our anchor, right? So they remove it. So now we like according to a movie, I see we like sitara, we like drifting wood, and anyway we end up for a storm, suffer to be so, right? And the thing that we're supposed to try to live up to, and the thing that we're supposed to hold dear and close to our heart is our culture, the respect and the love that we have for one another. But since society has come and we continue to allow these hypnotism to occur and reoccur, then they will always be stealing and taken from us, because now we don't have any grounds whatsoever to make a stand or to do something or to say something, because we busy facing, or we busy looking at other people who have this, who have not, where I am in life or where I am in society, and and we lose the real concept of our purpose. And our purpose is to love one another. Is to treat one another with love. But society has created this. And I'm not only blaming society. You see, 20, 30 years ago, I would have given society 100%. I mean, they have a great part to play in it, because there are plenty of us, as I was saying before, we seeing the truth. Greetings, Stefan. Greetings to you too, Ferrari. We seeing the truth. We live in the truth. But yet, we accept a lie. Yet, we live in it, we see in it, but we believe in a lie. We believe in false. Why we believe in false? Because we make that choice not to sit down and do any sort of re-examining. We choose to put our trust in things that when we look at it and we do our comparison, we do our research, it does not make sense. But then, because we become so blind, we can only see the multitudes doing it, and we don't want to be exempted or called different. So you know what? I doing the same. And this is where the hypnotism comes in. So when we start to follow and do the same, they rob us our identity. They rob us our name. To you and Bell, greetings. Thanks for viewing. They rob us all these things. They take away all these things from us. And we still insane. Hey, we losing this battle. When someone come and they start enlightening, we so fixed that we cannot hear what they are saying, because we don't see them as that authoritative figure to give them that respect or to give them that feeling. Now, as I was saying, my life is not to turn anybody or persuade anybody from doing what they choose to do. My purpose is just to enlighten. Give you something to think about. Give you something to focus on. So your decision today or tomorrow will be a better yesterday. And we need to be more conscious. And we need to gain back our sense of sight. We need to see things for not what they want us to see, but we need to start to see things as the way as it is. We need to listen, not only to fanciness, not only to the glam and the glitter, not only listen to the ridiculing of your brothers and your sisters and partake in it. But listen to hear where there is growth, where there is prosperity, where there is knowledge, where there is unity, where there is togetherness. You know, and encourage and feel with people and feel one another and encourage them to be as such. Greetings to Nyla. You know, and this is the opportunity that we need to capitalize on, because if we remain to allow this hypnotism, if we allow to be a victim of colonialism, if we allowed to be misled, then they will continuously steal from us with no action being taken from us, no rebellion being formed. And I'm not saying this to create a rebellion so people to go and fight, and no. But first, a rebellion starts when one becomes conscious of what is from what isn't. And he or she decide to make a difference. From there is where the action comes. Right? So once we continue being hypnotized, we're going to lose everything. You know, and they understand that. So they will continue to, greetings, Veronica, they will continue to create and send up, what is the word I'm looking for? Mirrors of nothingness. Illusions. You know, mirage is the word I'm looking for. You know, because this is what they have fed us. So it's time that we, as the people, will say, we open our eyes and we open our ears. You know, and by our eyes being open and by our ears being open, our feelings would start to come back. You know, because there are people who we so lost our feelings that we cannot even manifest the feeling of care for another person. You know, and we do things and we operate not for the betterment of togetherness, you know, but just for I. And it's about me. And you know, and we continuously start to use people conveniently. You know, when we want something, we call them. You know, we reach out to them. You know, if that person having something, we think it hard to go and to get them that support or get them that strength. But when you having something, you would like people to come and participate and get involved and all these kind of things. You know, and because we lost that love. We lost that sincerity. You know, we have been cheated. We have been robbed these things. And by we continuing to behave in this manner, we are telling colonialism, we are telling the society that it is okay. It is okay to continuously steal from us. It is okay to continue to deny us. Not freedom, you know, but deny us to be free, to deny us to be opened, and to deny us equal rights and justice. We continuing to tell society this because they understand that we have lost these senses. You know, that is why political leaders who, or even in companies, CEO and these things, when workers protesting or citizens protesting and things, you know, they come on the podium or on medias and they create this illusion with this hand here and distract you from what is. You know, if we observe that anytime we have an issue or we dealing with an issue throughout the world and black people dealing with an issue, all of a sudden this thing does rise, this does rise, that does rise, and it does take away the attention, and we just stop looking at these issues and we just start to look at this and forget that. You know, so they understand these things, they understand that level of hypnotism, so they steal our rights from us, they take away our rights from us, right? They create this illusion, and some of us, because we are so gullible, you know, we fall for it. I mean, now anybody could fall for it. You know, but the thing is, sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, we need to stop. Just stop and think and process and question ourselves, right? So, and what they do when they, this is where the tactics that they use to steal, right? After they blind us, after they deafen us, after they numb us from feeling, right? They start to play with our emotions, right? So all of a sudden something pops up or something come up that is extremely emotional, and there are some of us who do not have the control of our emotions as others will. So when they start to do this, when they start to play with our emotion, all of this is hypnotism, we lost focus because we are so caught up emotionally that we cannot function, and we run and we do things without thinking or without accepting, hey, this ain't right. Hey, you see this is not the calling I hearing. You know, so we allow our emotions to drown or to finish us off. And then after that is done, being a mess, then they come and they start to take this from us, take that from us, and then when we open our eyes, it's too late. So now we're in Rome, and all we have to do is do as the Romans. So we need to be cognizant of the fact who we are. What is our purpose? And how can we grow? Right? Hence the reason why we are told that we are our brother's keeper. Let's be real. You come for some unseen reason, you get a piece of money, you know. We win the lotto. And in winning the lotto, we decide to throw up a big grocery or a mall or wherever the case may be, or we go into real estate, you know. And we are not seeing the needs of our villagers. We are not seeing the needs of our community or committee. We are not hearing their cry. You know, when we reach there, we become so cocky and so proud that we forget all these things. You know, we're not feeling the pain. We're not feeling the situation. But we have a business. We eating the best. We driving the best. And we living in the best. What do you think is going to happen? These people in your neighborhood or your village, they're going to turn at you. They will have no love or no remorse for you. Why? Because we did not see it fit to help the people in our community or committee or in our circle to grow. Now, I'm not talking about circumstances where you're feeding people and they buy the hands that feed them. I'm not speaking on that level because, you know, we have these people. And the reason why we have these people is because they are greater victims than you and I. They're in it deep, so they don't understand or they lost the concept of where or who they are. So with things like that now, these people, they would attack you. They wouldn't like you. They will stop do business with you because, you know, you did not give them that hearing. You didn't see, you can't see what's going on with some of them, and you have no feelings for them. So you know what they will start, they say, oh he or she, them is dogs. Them ain't like nobody. They ain't care about nobody. I'm not wishing, you know, but Karma have a funny way of telling jokes. And the way how Karma tells a joke is by letting things happen to you in a way that you least or you does not expect when you reach, and you step on people to reach where you reach. You know, when you reach it, you ain't care about those that who are underneath you. And when that do happen and you fall back down, the same people you neglected would be the same people you will be going to for help. You know, and unfortunately to say, sometimes it takes that for one to see or want to understand what it is to be or not to be. I have heard millionaires on the dying bed stated that if they had only known better, they would have been a better person, and their focus wouldn't just be based on their money or their wealth. You know, but sometimes, according to the saying, too late shall be the cry. You know, so this is why some of us, we are so deep in such, you know, because we have been hypnotized with dangling things that have no meaning and no progress for us. You know? And then they take away everything from us. And on top of that, we deliberately choosing now, some of us, greetings, Roger. We deliberately choosing not to rectify that problem. So instead of we stop and we start to open our eyes and see, our ears and listen and be receptive to feelings, we don't. We end up falling in and in and in and in. So now the game is all over for us. So we need to be mindful of these things, and we need to be conscious of these things and open our eyes, open our ears, and be receptive to our feelings. You know, this morning I have a lot of people on my live and thing, you know, and greetings to you all. With this conversation, you know, thanks to Christine Edwards for her lovely input. You, no, not you, you. I'm sure you have a comment or a question to ask. So you could do so in the comment section. You know, an expression that you may wish to share, or a vibration you may wish to put across. Be free to do so. You know, because it's all about enlightening. It's all about growing. It's all about becoming more conscious than we last was. You know, and it's becoming enlightened. And I mean, I can real talk, I real good in talking. But not everything I say may be agreeable with some of you, or it may not be in depth with some of you all. So, you know, or there might be a certain part that you might wish to hear or go into, or wish I can elaborate on. This is the opportunity that you have to do so. You know? So by the time you're writing your comments, I will use this opportunity to give thanks. You know, give thanks and praises to all of you all who have made this life possible. Special thanks. You know, to those of you who have been in situations in your life and think that every time I come out of one, there is another. That is growth. It may not appear so, you know, but it gives you experience so that it will have someone who will be going through something in life, and they reach a stage that they give up. And because you have been through such experience or these experience, you will be able to encourage them. You know, so don't think that what sense it make doing this. Why continue? Why bother every time, you know? No. Because if you couldn't have bear it, it would not have happened to you. And plenty of these things, when we look at these things as being problematic or being problem, is there we would always remain. Right? Once we start to look at things that, hey, but every time I do this or I reach here, there's always more problem. I can't rest and more problem. you are creating or you are building a prison for yourself. So now you would, you would be scared or you would be afraid to plan or to do something, because this is the thought you would start to have. But every time I plan and every time I think to do this always happening, and they see me, I done, not me. And we start to put ourselves in this prison that causes us to stop fights and to stop progress. There are always challenges. And once you are a person who looking to progress, you have to meet challenges in order to appreciate your medal or your trophy.
Hi. As Ida's always say, right? You just need the negative and the positive to be better. You understand? Because when you buy a battery, you can't put it too negative, it will never work. It is never going, no matter what you do. But they say, but why it always have to be a negative and a positive? Because one does always strengthen the other. Without negative, there is no positive.
And in addition to that, what she's saying is correct. Right? In order for you to get current, and in order for you to learn balance, it must have that negative and positive. Example, I love to give examples. You're building a house. And in building this house, or you're building a business, you establish this business and it's growing. And you, your spouse, or your partner, or whoever doing this project, and after all the challenges and the work you have put in to it, when it reached to what you want it to be, you so careful of this project because there's your pride, there's everything. And then you just take this project, or when you transcend it into another dimension, that I'm speaking about, your son, your daughter, or somebody come and take this project who does not, or who have never suffered the challenges or the obstacles that you have been through. This shows your project no respect, because they have gotten this extremely easy, so they don't really care. So even though we have been going through challenges, or what we will say problem, every time there's a problem and a problem, once we continuously condition our mind as a problem, it would always be a problem for us. So therefore, we would be in a cocoon and we would be afraid to do this, or we want to rejoice too much, or we want to have fun because boy, every time, and and we imprison ourselves. But when or if we reach that stage of consciousness and we encounter a situation, an issue or a challenge, and we just look at it at that period as that, you would see how quickly we will overcome it. And after we have overcome it, we would sit down with our peers, our lover, our family, and we would talk about it and laugh. Why? Because it has made us stronger. We have gained experience. And believe you me, if it wasn't for that little challenge or that little obstacle, we would have never appreciated it the way we do. Yes, we don't need trouble or we don't need trials to progress, and why we should go through that. And I agree. But if I tell you, do not push your head through the window, or else you'll get hit with a hammer, right? You may still want to push your head through the window. But if you push your head through the window and you get hit with a hammer, the next time you see somebody go and push their head through that window, this is what you're going to say. Hey, don't push your head through there, boy, don't push your head through there. Or you yourself not putting your head through there. You know, because you had a particular experience. Right? You know, I would be watching on Facebook or wherever, they would have up a sign with a little hole and it would mark, do not peek. And the more they say do not peek, is the more people come in and push their head or their face through a hole and buzz. They get a little apple pie or some kind of pie or whatever they get in their face. You know, but a person who has pushed his head through there before and has that experience and he see a sign like that, he would know not to push his head. You know, and as, you know, Betty Lou stated, there's no greater teacher in the world than experience. You know, so there are challenges, and we all know there are challenges. But when we're dealing with challenges and we become clustered with these challenges, stop. Just stop. Take a rest. Walk away. Go and sit down. Drink some water. Those who might prefer lager, take a lager. You know, those who decide to puff, just walk away from it. Relax. Give your time a little breathing space. You know, take a sleep, do something else, and then come back and deal with it. And one would see how differently things start to happen. You know, start to research about it, ask questions, to be wise and operate accordingly. You know, so we ought to be strong, not just for you first, but for everybody around. And when everybody starts to have strength, and give you strength, then you would be able to gain strength. I had a friend, and this friend was sick unto death. and I went and vibes him. I haven't seen him in a while and thing. I just hear talk, blah, 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 blah. So I decide now to go and check the man. When I went and checked my brethren, and I see my brethren, this was me. Ukoosh! Very insensitive. Ukoosh! Nah, boy, you real sick, boy. Me know you so sick, boy, and look how you... And this is what he said to me. He said, I know. Don't do me that. I looking for you for strength. And then I apologized to him. So when he said that to me, boy, it made me realize, you know, what he has said. So by he finding strength in me, it gives he strength. And when he have strength, I therefore will have strength. You know, and that is the difference with a person who manifests love divine than a person who allow his or herself to be a narcissist. You know, because at the end results, you as an individual will end up becoming or feeling a great sense of pleasure, a great sense of happiness, you know, a great sense of completion when the people around you are happy. It makes you happy. It makes you happier than when one only focus on just his or herself. You know, and this is what they have embedded in us, to take care of ourselves, to bring this short term of uncomfortable happiness. You know, and I say uncomfortable happiness because we happy, you know, but we're not comfortable. You know somebody who you know, you have a greedy partner. You know, when I was young, I had some brethren, even myself, you know, I have something to eat. And I full, you know, or I know I will get full, you know, when I eat, you know, but I can't eat in peace because I'm so greedy that if I bring out my little bake or my little bread or my piece of, or my pie or my juice or whatever it is, and I start to eat it in front of them, they go beg me. So I want to share it to them. But so I have food. I have food to eat, but I'm still unhappy because I can't eat it. And there are some of us who like that. Because we fall in this category as becoming a narcissist, that we can never find that permanent spot of happiness. Even if it might be a little moment, we can't find it because now we're so in constant worry about who looking at me, who seeing me, how I am, you know, that we lost. Greetings to you, Bernice. Bernice. Greetings. You know, that we lost that value of ourselves. Right? So we rather to be in a situation. We rather to be in a situation of being, I guess, water. right? We rather to be in a situation of having about ourselves, but yet we are not happy. You know, greetings, Bernice. Thank you for logging on. You know, I appreciate your energy and your vibration, and greetings to you. Have a drink. I talk a lot. So, if anybody have any questions or any other remarks or comments, you know, you can do so. I was really expecting with that kind of long talk I give just now, to be quite honest. I was really expecting to see about at least 15 comments, you know, make and questions asked or input being shared, you know. Well, now I see it have 3 from Annabella and 2 from Bernice. So I was expecting a little more, you know, but I know Bernice, she now tuning on the live. She make me feel so happy to have her. That's a very interesting question. Betty Lou. Could happiness and being comfortable be achieved at the same time? Yes, it can. And yes, it cannot. Now, being comfortable firstly comes, or a sense of happiness, it firstly comes with a state of mind. Because a person can have everything in the world and still not be happy. Now, let me give you this pictorial view. You fall in love with this person, and every time you and this person meet, he brings out a sense of happiness or a joy, you know, in you. And let me say you and this person had this relationship and all you fall in love and blah 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 blah. And this person now either migrate on a work or going to study or even transcend it. While you're in your bed, your big expensive bed, you might be comfortable lying down in your bed, but you may not be happy because the person you're accustomed sitting next to is not there. You know, so yes, they can operate on different intervals, but it all starts with you. Nothing can make you happy, and as what is contented to you that can make you comfortable. Some people will be comfortable just like I'm sitting out here in this little jersey and this pants, and I'm quite comfortable talking to you. There are some people, in order for them to feel comfortable, they need to get their hair done, makeup, mark, shirt and tie, jacket, in order to find or to be comfortable. So these things is really a condition of being contented and a condition of mind. Nicholas, Nicholas Sinclair, you made me laugh. Point taken. Point taken. Point taken, and I surrender. Point taken. I appreciate. You see, I appreciate that. Something that you made me aware of, and I am conscious of it. Right? So I'm not burdening anybody to make a comment or anything like that. But good point. Good point, Nicholas. I will take a drink of water for that. Yeah, you make me laugh. Well done. So Betty Lou, I hope I answered your question. There are times that, pertaining to what you asked to, there are times that greetings, Jennifer. It's a pleasure, a great pleasure to have you. Thanks. Sometimes, Betty Lou, a person would be hungry, as in hungry, want food to eat. And you invite him home by you, whatever the case may be, or your spouse, and you prepare food and thing, and when he finish eat such delicious, well tasting food that satisfies his palate and fill his stomach, right? It make him feel so happy, and he might sit down on the couch and he well relaxed, and he is happy, and he is comfortable in the space that he or she in. So yes, they can work in hand to hand, but it is not compulsory that they do. Bless. So Nicholas was so Nicholas, not Nicholas, but anybody else who if there's anything else, if Nicholas wishes to, is okay. That they have anything that they would like to make a contribution or hey Nicholas, you mash me up, What you doing? What you doing? This is something serious here. You mash me up, dread. Yeah. Right? May have anything to say, but very good point, Nicholas, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Well done. Take a drink for that. So I would like you all to continue to watch or view, continue to share, and continue to like. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the vibration. Thanks for the energy. And most importantly, thanks for the love. Christine Edwards. Society is set up to create drones, excluding the 1% and a few others. We are programmed to accept things as they are, and we are rewarded for not breaking the rules. When you start thinking and question thinking and questioning things, there is usually an uncomfortable feeling and a punishment from our peers. Agreed. And this, what you are saying, Christine, it only happens because they have hypnotized us, as I was saying, and they have stolen from us these three main senses: the sense of sight, the sense of hear, and the sense of feel. And because that have done, and they have created this mirage, you know, they have used a lot of things, implements and tools to create and continue to create this mirage. It forces us, or it causes us to be in a competitive manner with our peers, and it forces us to look for approval or to be liked from society. And you're correct, right? It's correct. And I love for you to use the term drones, because that's what they are. You know, well done. Let's give Christine Edwards a little applaud for that, man. Right. Right. I can't remember if I did a live about that, what you stated, Nicholas. Now, what you're speaking about, yes, it's happiness. But it even go further, and it turns from happiness into a joy. That you as the individual would carry that feeling without even smiling or falling on the ground and laughing and thing, you know. It comes, what you described, it comes so deep that it moves from happiness into a joy. You know, you have a joy in your heart because you find that peace and that stage of consciousness and understanding. You know, it's like you want to reach from here to over there, so you decide to walk. But you would like to reach a little faster, so what you do? You began to run. You know, it's the same kind of walking movement, but at a more exaggerated, or it's exerted a more energy. You know, so you're correct. But just move from just being a sort of being happy or happiness to a level of joy. You know, that nobody could come and take away, because it becomes so personal now. You know, that you see something and it brings you that level of, well said, of course. So it even goes deeper than just being happy or the happiness, you know. You are filled with joy. You understand what I'm saying? But I love it. Well done. No. Well done. You know who we have here? Slim Chick. Greetings. Greetings to Slim Chick, you know, to all My viewers this morning views hot. You know. Right? And I appreciate it, you know. I can't cry on TV or about it on TV. I can't cry on media and thing. Because I cry when I was small too much. Right? And my grandmother told me that she said the way how you just cry when you were small, when you reach big, you wouldn't be able to cry again. So tears can't do form to fall out now. But or else I'd have been crying, you know. I enjoy this life and thank you all again. I cannot stop thanking you all for your support, for your love, and most important, or another most important, your motivation and your encouragement. You know, time has been well spent. And for those of you who this have been your first live with me, every Wednesday around at the start, I have a flexi time, you know, that I will start at 9:30 to around 9:30 to 10:15. I'll answer to that just now. From 9:30 to 10:15 is my starting time on Wednesday morning. But very shortly that time may be a little later. But so you know, you can always catch me. I have other posts that I employ you to go and check out and stuff like that. Now, crying brings peace of mind to some people. Well, agreed. Now, there is a lot of things that help now. Betty Lou, I realize you come out to hit me some little cough and thing, eh? And yes, a set time is appropriate, and my set time to start is 9:30, between 9:30 to 10:15 is a set time. I'll have a drink of that. Now, crying, like plenty other things, is a psychological way of how one releases energy or stress. You know, sometimes by popping balloons, popping them bag pops, plop, 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 whatever his name is, breaking glasses, and even crying. It helps releases a particular hormones that allows you to feel a sense of ease, a sense of passion, not passion but comfort. You know, that way sometimes they might be flustered, they will tell you, take a deep breath and blow to help you to release that energy. But I don't need to cry to bring a peace of mind, because I am presently as we speak, I am at peace. Thank you very much. So I don't really need to break down and cry, you know what I'm saying? Capiche? So I guess we have no more comments. You know, now if you haven't get a chance to make a comment because you're feeling a little challenged or you're questioning yourself, you can also inbox me if you have a question, if you have a a topic that you would like to be enlightened on. If you have made an observation in something, you can inbox me as well. If you're feeling a little shaky to make a comment and thing, probably might give you more time to think what you would like to ask and put it over in a way that is best suited for you. And according to what the question is, I would either address it on the live or I would respond to you personally, because there are some questions that may ask or people may ask that is not for the life. So because of this, I need to respect that energy and that vibration, and I will have it a one-on-one conversation with whoever the individuals are. So that being said, special thanks, special love to each and one of you. I keep saying that because I'm so grateful for all the vibration. So continue to view, share and like, and I will see you all next week Wednesday. But before I go, if there's any topic or anything that you would like me to enlighten you on, you can leave it either in the comments or you could personal message me, and I will get to you or the message on the platform as soon as possible. When I say as soon as possible, I'm meaning if it's a personal question that I could talk to you one-on-one, no problem. But if it's something for the platform, I can, I will address it as soon as possible, meaning within my next live, which would be Wednesday, unless the public demands something sooner. So that being said, special thanks, special love to all those who have tuned in. For those who have tuned in the first time, nice seeing you, Jennifer. No, I ain't said Jennifer tune in the first time. I just say nice seeing her. Thanks very much, and continue to do so, and let's grow in all possible ways that we can to become the better today than yesterday. Bless Nicholas, and thanks for your energy and your vibration. I love it. You made me laugh so heavily. Right? So that being said, peace out, and this is Arno on the wall. Juno!